Hi, this is Vi from Scrappy Mania, and today I want to show you how to create these treat boxes. Now I'm creating them for Christmas because I was on travel and I wasn't able to give my coworkers any treats this Christmas. Every Christmas I cook cookies or I make cupcakes and I put it in a treat box, and then that's what I give them for their gifts. And unfortunately this year I was on travel during the week of Christmas, so I'm going to bring them something for the week of New Year's for them to kind of snack on for that week. So here are my treat boxes. Now I'm using a regular cardstock 12 by 12, and I made two versions. Now this version, what I did is I glued the tabs together and it closes this way. And this is another of the same version. And on this one I did not use pretty paper. What I did is I used just postal board. So it was a postal board box, and I just put, you know, decorative paper around it. This version, which I like a lot more, is I use some of this craft paper. It's this Holiday Elegance by Craftsmith. I just got this paper pad today, the 26th of December, on sale at Michael's at 70% off. So I'm going to use this for my boxes, and look how pretty these are. And these have a tab that feeds into these channel here, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be, I like it. I like it more than these boxes because, you know, I mean, you can do the same with either one. The technique is going to be the same. Either you glue the tabs onto the lid and then close it, or you do not glue the tabs on the side of the lid and use it like so. I'll put the tab in and then just slide these inside the groove and close it that way. So let me go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is this. So you're going to have to take your 12 by 12 paper and cut it to 11 and a half by 12. And I cut a bunch here. Okay. And the size, so notice that my trees are facing down. So what you want to do is you want to cut whatever you want to face down. Like this is going to face this way down. That's going to be your 11 and a half. So this is the 11 and a half side. This is and this is my 12 by 12 side. So the 11 and a half side, 12 by 12. Okay? So the 12 by 12 is this side. Again, I did the same thing here. 12 by 12 by 11 and a half. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you're going to need the scoreboard. And one trick that I want to give you for scoring cardstock, because sometimes our cardstock tends to crack. And notice here is a little cracking. See right there? See how it cracked a little right there when I scored it? So I'm going to show you a technique that's going to help you prevent it from cracking. So what you want to do is the paper that you want to show on your box needs to be facing you. It needs to be up. Okay? And then now let's go ahead and score. So I'm going to score on the 12-inch side. I'm going to score at 1.5. And I don't press down very hard on my cardstock. And then at 3 inches, 9 inches, and 10.5 inches. So that's on your 12. On your 12 side, 1.5, 3 inches, 9 inches, 10.5. You're going to turn it to the 11.5 side. And you want to score here at 1.5. You want to score at the 5-inch side. You want to score at the 6.5. and then you want to score at the 10. I'm leaving a 1.5 gap or depth, so all around here is 1.5. Okay, so you can do this with any box, any size box. Just depend on what is the depth that you want on the box. You just make the calculations to make sure that you leave 1.5, 1.5 here, 1.5 here. Okay, and then you multiply 1.5, 1.5, because this is going to fold. This is what's going to fold this way. Okay, so you're going to do 1.5, 1.5, and on the other side 1.5. Okay, so any size, just got to do the math. I did the math for you on the 12 by 11.5, but you can do any size you want. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and score, or not score, but I want to fold my lines. So I'm going to turn it over, okay, and then I'm going to press down and score. And then that prevents my paper from cracking. And go ahead and score. And you can use your bone folder for this if you like. And then I'm going to score here. Okay, now I got everything scored. So now what I want to do is the side that have the fold line here, so this is 1.5 and 1.5. So on the 12-inch side, you want to go ahead and cut on each of these fold lines, right here, here, here. Well, actually, I think you can see it better here. So what you want to do is at the 12-inch side, you want to cut all the fold lines, all these fold lines up to the second fold line here and second fold line here. And I prefer to use a ruler and then a craft knife because I cannot really see the fold very well. You know, my eyesights are not getting better. So as I grow older, it's getting worse. So that's why it's easier. This is a trick that I've learned to do is I put a ruler against the fold line. I push the ruler against that fold line, and then I know I have it in the right position, and then I cut. And you want to cut all the way to that second fold line. And I really love this ruler. I got this at HSN. You can press down so it won't move because it has some rubber feet at the end here. And when you press it down, it grabs your paper and it prevents it from moving. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing here. And see how well that works? I really like this technique. I put my ruler against the fold line and then I push up. And that gives me the perfect cut each and every time. Okay, so now that we have that, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut these tab off. I do not need the excess tab, so I'm going to cut that piece off, this piece off. So again, I'm going to take my ruler and cut this off, this tab off, this tab off. And then turn it around and do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut this so that it's easy for me to fold this over. So what I do is I like to cut a little bit on the sides here, just so it makes it easier to cut. I mean to fold it over. Okay, like that. Gonna do the same thing here. Don't need to cut a lot, just a little bit. And then here. Okay, so now, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and cut my tab. Round off my tab. And you want to do the same thing over here. Round off your tab. Oops. Okay, so there you have it. Now it's time to glue everything together. I'm going to use my stick glue. This one that works pretty well is a Scotch Permanent Stick Glue. And I get this at Costco. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the outside of the middle tab, and then I'm going to put some adhesive on the inside of the middle of the outside tab. Put it together, and then I'm going to put some adhesive on that first, up to the first score line right here, because you want to leave this with no, you don't want to put any adhesive in the middle of that tab, because you want to leave it free so that way you can put your tab in. Otherwise, if you glue it together, you're not going to be able to place your tab in there. Okay, and then here again I'm going to put some adhesive. Let me show you where I'm putting adhesive. On the outside of that tab, put a little bit on the inside of the other tab, bring it up. Make sure I square it. Put some adhesive on the outside tab and then bring that in. Make sure everything is nicely squared. Now I'm going to bring this in. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and ease these tabs in the groove in this channel right here. And there you have it. Perfect little box. Okay, so I hope you like this video of all the little treat box that you can create for your coworkers. Put a little tag. You could even die cut a little circle on the top. Put some acetate, and that's it. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.